Sending data. Da, 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 da. Hey you guys, happy Friday. How are ya? Are you well? I hope so. Hope you're having a wonderful Friday. Happy October. Guys, I think maybe autumn is finally here. I'm so excited. I think this weekend we're gonna have to go to the attic. Craig, that's a job for you. Bring down the big box of autumn decorations, which is quite a to-do in our house. We always decorate the mantle. Although this year we're going to have reindeer to contend with, so I'm not really sure how that's going to work out. We'll have to bring everything to a high level rather than having it all around the mantle on the floor as well. Either that or we'll have to like cordon it off with like police tape or something. How are you all doing? Friday. I hope the change in weather hasn't resulted in any colds and flus, which has been the case with you, hasn't it, Craigie? Sadly.
Try not to cough.
Try not to cough, please, and thank you very much. I've managed to avoid it so far, but you know, famous last words and all that jazz. We'll see if it lasts. I must get you actually, Craig, to bring him a drink of water. Who have we got here? Anybody? Hey, Candy. Hey. And we also have Amanda. Hey, Amanda. Oh, that Tooth Fairy card is so cute. Let me just show everybody in case you didn't see it. This is the using the little tooth plush die from Heffy Doodle. And I cut it out using two sheets of white felt and then one of black felt, and I actually haven't even stuck it down because I might use this for something else. But I used some floss to go around the bottom section and then folded up $1 to put in here, and this is what the Tooth Fairy will, the Tooth Fairy bundle. Cute, huh? And the reason that it is $1 is because then Piper won't actually steal it out of here. Because we have coins over here. We don't have pound notes anymore. Do they still have them in? They used to have them in Scotland. I don't think they do that anymore. Sad though. They were awesome. All right. He's felt. Yes, he is felt indeed. All right, so we have got some goodies that I'm going to be playing with today. And exciting news, I got a package of Happy Meal. And I am so excited to play with it. Look at this. Bum, bum, bum. I have got some Spectrum Noir Classic markers. Ooh. Oh, we've got Anna McClintock here. Is that a good Irish name? Of course, I'm an Irish lady myself. Hi, Lesley. First time watching your live stream, but I've been catching up on your past ones and fell in love with your card making. Excited to see what you make today. Yay! So excited to have you here. All right, so I've got some Classiques by Spectrum Noir. I don't have any Classiques before. In fact, I've got the tri-blends, but I don't have any of the original Spectrum Noir markers. And so I've got the yellows, the pinks and the purples, which Piper's happy about because purple's her favorite color, but also these, which are the pastel colors. So I think today I am going to test drive these little guys and see what I can do with them. Oh, alcohol inks. Oh, this is nice. Oh, I like that color chart. How pretty is that? It's awful that they'd show us because now I'm going to want them all. Oh no. Although I don't see pastels on there unless I'm being a bit blind. Oh, that's fair skins. That's not it. We shall see. All right. I'm going to test drive these little guys. Just a few minutes before the stream, I sketched out a couple of ideas, which I don't actually normally do at all. I normally just wing it most of the time. But I sketched out a couple of ideas and I want to put together a card. But to start off with, I thought that I would colour in these little cutie patooties. I am going to put these in some sort of a pot though, so you can see the tops of them. Because at the moment it's kind of hard to see what I'm using. So bear with me till I get a pot that I can use. These will probably do the trick. Put them down here. See how we can get on with these. Because they're all pastel colors and I don't have multiples of every single color, I'm just going to wing it and probably do quite a bit of flat coloring, but I'm totally fine with that. So we've got the classics. There's a small bullet nib and a chisel. Ooh, squeaky. And it's gone on pretty nicely. I want to know if any of you guys have used the classics. He is cute. Mimosa. Let me turn this around so I can create a little bit of sheeting on his underbelly. Oh, he's adorable. We've got Yells here as well. Hello, my dear. How are you? I've had one of those weeks where Monday was like, yes, I did lots of things. I'm so excited. I did all this stuff. Made lots of progress with, we're working on our design team at the moment over at Heffy. We've picked the team, etc. But there was a long list of stuff on my to-do list to make new tags for their photos. Thank you, Craigie. To add that, make codes so they can place orders, to get them all like signed up to do blog posts. There was a long list of stuff that I had to work on, and Monday was a really good day. I was on cloud 9. It's like, yes, I achieved a lot today, woohoo, yeah. And then Tuesday was one of those, I just feel like I've been busy all day, but not actually achieved anything kind of days. Yeah, we all know what they're like. And then Wednesday was not so bad, and then Thursday I actually had a school trip. How exciting is that? So Piper and her school, Piper's my 8-year-old daughter, by the way, for any newbies, they are learning all about the Titanic, and they went to, there's a city near here about an hour away, and they have I'm gonna have a blue guy. I'm gonna look weird, but I'm fine with that. Actually, no, I'll not. Anyway, they have, that's where the Titanic sets sail from. And so they have this little museum thing about the Titanic, and it was amazing. I got to join all the little kiddos at the museum. Had a little group of them to look after. It was really cool. We had lots of fun. Ooh, that's a lovely purple. That is called soft purple. Purples is a color that I've told you guys before, but in my Copics, I don't like my purples in the Copics. It just doesn't seem to be the right kind of colors that work for me. There's lovely ones in my Nouveaux, but not in these ones. Not in my... Have I used this one? No, not in my Copic. So I'm excited to see that there's a purple here that I really like. What else are we gonna have? So we use soft purple. Let's try the lilac for the bit in the middle. It's very light, but that's cool. And then we'll go for chartreuse. Oh, we've got loads of comments. We have got Tally. Hey, yay, some colouring tonight. Yes, Tally, I was just saying that I got some Spectrum Noir Classic. I always sound so sophisticated when I put a little twist on my accent. Yes, we've got some classic markers, and this is the pastel collection. So I'm trying these guys out. So far, I'm really, really liking them. I think they're pretty. A little squeaky, but I won't hold that against them. Hey, Lucy. And Vanessa's here as well. Hello. Ooh, look at that. Oh, my new fave. Pistachio. JG1. Yep. I'm going to change you to pistachio, actually. Oh, that's lovely. Lovely and luscious. Nice. And do this one. I don't know if I'm going to need all of these little guys, but I don't want to get caught short, so I'll just do them all. They're pretty tiny, and I'm not doing a lot of colouring, so it's not going to take a lot of time to colour them all in. Pretty adorable. So this is from the Mama Elephant. Is it Mama? Yeah, Mama Elephant. I think it's called Party Animals or something like that. I think. If you know for sure, let us know. Awesome. So we've got a green and we've got a purple. Let's do a, that doesn't look like green, that looks like blue. Let's go for a minty green. Chartreuse. Oh, I don't think I've used this one. Silk. Let's see this. Amanda says, I can't believe it's Friday already. This week has flown by, but I get to craft all day tomorrow. Yay! I said to Craig as well that I'm hoping to... I'm actually not, it's not crafting I want to do, I want to actually create some products tomorrow because I had big plans and the plans didn't necessarily work. Ooh, vanilla. Interesting. This kind of looks like a carrot cake colour, so we're going to go with that. And actually would go great for his hair and his beak. I'm going to colour all the cakes in this colour. Because let's face it, if a bunny rabbit's having a party, they're going to have carrot cake, right? Everyone's having a bit of a manic week. Vanessa says, been a mad week here in West Wales. Yeah, I think it's just that time of the year. The weather changes. It's been pretty crazy here with Ranger, our puppy dog. It's been getting so dark in the evenings that we've kind of had to go, right, we need to stop work a bit earlier and then go out go out for our walk earlier because it's getting far too dark, sadly. Woo. These are beautiful. So I don't have the dies of these, so I'm going to attempt to put it through my scan and cut. I may lose some of them, but that's fine. I'm all right with that. So that's the pastel colors so far. They're pretty. Where can you purchase them from? You can purchase them from Spectrum Noir. You can, I think it's called Crafter's Companion actually, now that I think about it. So you can purchase them from there. There may be other places where you can buy them. I will definitely find that out for you guys. But they're really nice. And there's these are the three other packets that I've got: the yellows, the pinks, and the purples. And what I really like is it has a big, thick, I don't know if you saw here, it's got a big, thick chisel tip. So you'll get some nice big coverage with that as well. All right, I want to add a tiny bit of shading to these bunny rabbits. A little C0. Like so. You probably can't see anything because it's such a light color. I might actually go ahead and give them a little bit of blush as well. And I'm going to use the silk. I'm going to use the silk for one little tiny dot of blush. But I did lay down some white colours blender beforehand. I'm going to add a little blush dot. It's a really, it's a much finer tip. Like I would never be able to get things that small with a Copic. Probably because I'm too heavy-handed, to be honest. Oops. All right, let me see if I can grab the old Scan and Cut mat. I'm sorry, Ranger. Beep, 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 beep. So, in case you're wondering, this here is the back of a clip frame that I bought the clip frame, stole the piece of wood, and then put the glass from the clip frame in like recycled it and threw away the frame. I just wanted a piece of wood. It was actually cheaper to do that than buy a piece of wood. And I cover it with some vinyl. And this is what I use for taking photographs. But I have also discovered that my brother's Scan and Cut sits in the top shelf of my Alex, my long Alex IKEA unit. And if I pull out the top shelf, I can slide this and rest it on the shelf, and it essentially extends the surface of my Alex. And it means that when the mat goes in and out, it doesn't bend down, because my mat's not very sticky, sadly. So let me see what I can do here. I still haven't managed to get myself some clear Scotch tape. It's on my to-do list. So hopefully I can work around this. Tally says, I wonder if they've sorted out their refills yet. That's the reason why I moved to Copics. Well, actually, that's one of the reasons why I looked at this, because I thought this was the refill, but it actually just says alcohol inks. But it says say using refill ink bottles, so I guess so. I'm happy to message them and ask the question on your behalf, because I want to make sure that you guys have the answers. Okay. I'm going to bring this over and scan it in, and then I'll be back to do the next part of my card. Sorry, Ranger buddy, is that too loud? I'm hoping that it's not too dark in here for scanning, but we'll soon find out anyway. All right, so I want to create a background using this stencil, which is the pinstripe stencil, and I'm also going to use the Steady Heart stencil as well. Okay, just give me a second to figure out my scan kit. So Tally, I think it was you that said that you can go in and like remove individual lines and things, which I will probably definitely need to do for this one. So I'm going to try and figure that one out. Although that's pretty good, to be honest. Yeah, so you can. I did not know you can do that. Bear with me, my dear friends. I'm sure you can tell from the beep 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 that I've got some scan and cut action. In an ideal world, this would be under the camera so you could actually see what I was doing. Maybe we need to change the Ranger cam so that instead of Ranger, it is scan and cut cam. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just cut this and wish for the best. All right, 2 minutes it says. I'll give it a go. Anyone in the UK selling their Spectrum Noir because they got Copics now? I see. I have a friend selling her entire Spectrum Noir collection for less than $1 each because she's moved to Copics. Whoa! That's nuts, so. Pretty cool, though. All right, we're gonna do a little ink blending on a card. Let me cut this down. Ranger is not impressed by the noise of my scan and cut, for sure. I'm using my paint on, which you guys will know that I love this for ink blending because it's cheap and cheerful and it blends like butter. And for this, I can get a full A2 size plus one, which is 5.5 by about 4-ish, and then 2 little strips off the end, which actually could be used for sentiment strips if I wanted to go down that route. But anyway, my Scan and Cut has finished grunting, which is always nice. And I'm going to use this. There we go. I'm working on my tonic mat here, and I'm going to add some stripes to my card, but I want thin stripes, but on somewhat of a diagonal. So I'm using this stencil at an angle. And on the back, I'm going to actually just use some purple tape to hold this little guy down, because the Heffy memo tape is only low tack, so it's not going to hold it securely, remember. And then what I will do is use my Heffy memo tape on the bottom to, I think, take off. Actually, I might just continue it down in stripes, but I will mask off an area first of all, and then I can move my stencil down. All good in the hood. Try and secure this a little bit more. And we're going to use, I think we should go for some picked raspberry today. That's what I'm feeling to do. Love a picked raspberry, don't you? And this is quite a thin stencil. So if you're using something like this, you might actually decide that you want to go for like pixie spray or some some repositionable spray adhesive to hold it down in place. That's what I would actually recommend, but I'm lazy, so there's that. But what I'm doing, instead of doing in circles, which is going to move all of those little lines, I'm just going to run my blending tool along the gaps here, so it's not going to bend these. And because the cardstock is the paint on cardstock that I love, it's by Claire Fontaine, by the way. We've got some people checking in. Tally says, I'll check back what you've made tomorrow. This cough is kicking my butt. Oh, sorry, honey. You've been poorly today. Tally has been poorly, but I've still been picking her brains today in regards to some new products going to be coming your way soon. Da, da, da. All right. Lovely jobberly. And then I want to make sure I get that end bit at the bottom. Snowy Splodges is here. On Scrap Bean is here. Hey, Jen. And someone says, hug Snow. Is Snow here? Snowy Splodges. That's what you mean. I gotcha. Okay, so I'm going to carefully move this. Still got ink on it, so not going to be too overzealous with it. And I'm going to position this down over the white marks again, trying not to get it all over my fingers. At least not too much all over my fingers. If I do think it's going to get off my fingers, I'll use some Heffy memo tape to hold it down. There we go. And then I can do this last bit. Won't take long. Do, 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 do. Lovely, jubberly. Nice. Let's set that to the side and grab a baby wipe. So while I'm cleaning this up, let me catch up on some comments first of all. Snowy Spludges says, I'm recovering from surgery. Oh no, Zoe, are you okay? I hope you're okay. And I hope when you say recovering from surgery, it means you don't have to work, but you still get to play and craft. I'm not one of those, I'm recovering from surgery and I have to lie on my back and I'm not allowed to color. I'm not allowed to play with ink. It's just rude if you ask me. Okay, so that's my pinstripe stencil. Let me put that back in its little pouch for now. And I'm gonna go ahead and take out the Steady Heart stencil, because what I'm gonna do is actually layer these on top and add some color through it in random spots. And hopefully my blending tool is not going to be too fat and get over multiple ones. Layering stencils is really fun. If you haven't done it in a while, you should do it. Yeah. You should definitely do it. Vicky says, just waking up here in Australia. Hello. And Yael says, glad you mentioned that paper. I forgot I had a pad and I just hunted it down. Yes, go and play with it. It's amazing. I love it. Do another one here. And I'm almost wanting to create the illusion of a patterned paper in the background. I have got some little ghosts here where my pad has been a bit of a wide load, but hey ho, we're fine. We could have reached for a smaller ink blending tool, but I refer to my earlier statement of me being lazy. Speaking of lazy, Ranger has completely conked out by the back door. I didn't think he was going to stick around, actually. He's not much of a craft dog these days. Ranger is going to be going off to the vets very soon. We're not going to really talk about it much. I'm not sure how he's going to get on with that, but anyway. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of color to the top section, I think. Blend it down. Yeah, looks good. Okay, so I'm going to be adding my little critters on here in due course, and I actually want to put some random white embossing on it, but I want a really bold sentiment, and this was the only one that I could really find that I thought would work nicely. It's by Simon. Oh, I've just put this in upside down. So it's called Deco Borders and Corners, and it has a friend and a love you, and I thought that would work. But before I do anything, I'm going to need to let it dry a little bit, because I made this mistake last week where it wasn't dry properly, and then it kind of stuck all over the place. My embossing powder stuck. So I'm going to set it to the side for a little bit while it dries. So I'll go and grab my scan and cut bits and bobs. Hopefully they will be a-okay. Snowy says, I'm in hospital at the moment, boo, but in a few weeks, I'll be hoping I'll be able to craft. Well, I hope that you have a really, really speedy recovery. And get back to your crafty self before too long. Yael says, I love a bit of stenciling. You need a Wendy Vecchi. I feel like I always say her name wrong. Vecchi. Staycation metal board with magnets to hold the stencil in place. Oh, nice. I could just do that with my, oh, it didn't cut out this, but that's cool. I could just use my Misty. That would work. Come on, little guys. Off you pop. Yay! I'm so glad I managed to find this spot for my scan and cut eventually. All right. So we're going to be able to build some sort of a party thing. This is almost the same as that, not quite. Woohoo, party. With some other little sentiments and things going on here. Happy days. All right, let's give this a blast with a heat tool. I'm going to put you guys on mute for a second so that I don't deafen you. And I'll blast with my heat tool so it's nice and dry. And then my embossing powder will work a little bit better for me. So I'll be putting on mute. Mute. All right, so I definitely still need my embossing buddy, a powder tool for this. Give it a good rub down. And although my diagonal is at a very slight angle, I think what I'm going to do is stamp the sentiment straight. I think that would work better for me. You grab some embossing powder and an embossing pad. Zoe says, Snowy Spudger says, thanks Anna, I had the best news for my surgery and it should be an 8 to 12 week recovery. I'm hoping to craft in about week 3. Oh, nice. Yes, that is a lot of crafting. Nice. Anna McClintock says, can anyone recommend a good variety stamp set? I'm just getting started with card making and really have to buy wisely for now. I know it's such an addiction. Crazy. So at Heffy Doodle we have Everyday Sentiment Duos, and it's great if you want like a quick card because it has a sentiment and a sub-sentiment, and then we also have like holiday sentiment duos and special day sentiment duos. But there's loads out there which have a lot of sentiments in them. I have a couple from Clearly Besotted that I really like. And they're smaller though, but they do have things like new job, new baby. They're the basics, but definitely a goodie. So I'm just going to stamp and pour embossing powder over all of these, and then I'll heat them all at once. Do you have some balloon stamps? Probably. Snowy Spudges says, Clearly Besotted have a few mixed sentiments. Yes, and they are available in the UK and from Simon, yep. And other places probably. Do you think I should put a balloon then in this little party? Amanda says, the everyday sentiments from Heffy Doodle are perfect. If I was just starting out, I'd get a birthday set. I make more birthday cards than anything else. I think I would agree with you. I think I would probably recommend that you start with something. I start by thinking about what you're wanting to make. Like if you want to make any sort of like a variety of cards, then something like the Clearly Besotted, I think it's called So Many Messages or something like that, then that's going to work really well for you because, well, they're all small, but they're the basics. So you're going to get more for your money, but then if you're going to be doing a lot of birthday cards, maybe you don't want all your cards to have the same happy birthday sentiment on it. You might want to go for a set of sentiments which is different birthday sentiments. That makes sense? So instead of answering your question, I'm giving you homework. What are you going to make? Oh, no, 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 no. Silly girl. Just put my brush on top of my project. It's fine. All right, it is time to emboss this guy. Quite a lot of embossing, guys, so I'm going to be on mute for quite a few minutes. See you in a minute. All right. Nancy's here, joining late, but I'm here from Long Island. Day off. Yay. All right. Let's see what we can do with this. I'm going to pop that in the bin and grab myself a card blank. Oh, one that's already creased. Always a winner. And this is going to go on here like this. Beautiful. And we're going to want to put some of these little guys on here. And maybe what we'll do is we'll have a sentiment. Not all the way across, but a little of the way across anyway. And build up some sort of a scene up here. In fact, what I might do is cut out a little area in the middle here to kind of frame these guys. I have a die which is kind of like a cut off circle. Let's see if I can find it. That might work. This one. It's just to help me ground everything. Let me put this through the old Gemini. Anna says, thank you, Lizzie, for the information. West just direct to Adistan. It says, hello, how are you? I just checked out your Hungry Heffy Dish channel. Hello. So for those of you who don't know, I am streaming across multiple platforms right now. So if I'm reading out a comment and you can't see it, do not be alarmed. We're just multitasking by streaming across multiple platforms. Because, you know, not everybody wants to hang out in the same place on a Friday night. Some people decide that they're gonna, I don't know, go out for dinner. Me, stay on my craft and craft with you guys. Yay! All right, so I've got my card base and I've covered that with my ATG gun. Makes it super easy to cover that up. And then this is going to go right in here. So I'm not going to worry about the fact it's not raised up or anything. I just wanted to have some sort of an area. In fact, you know what I might do? No, please come back. Yeah, okay. I'm going to bring a little bit more pink into the edges of this guy. Try and make it pop a little bit more. Beautiful. Clean that up. And now I'm going to pop this in. Which makes it stand out even more so on the camera. Was pleasantly surprised. Content is awesome though. Come craft with me, paper crafting and card making. I'm about to design an overlay and logo for your stream. Fabulous, I love that. The website is in my profile pic, Makers Crafting. Nice. Okay, let's see what we can put together here. We want a little party happening. So we definitely need presents because, you know, parties, presents. Maybe a cute little guy at the top, hanging out, teetering on the top of his pile of of stuff, pile of prezzies. And this little guy, I hold his hand like this. And then we have some teeny weeny little bits here that we'll kind of figure out what we want to do with shortly. Maybe we want to put some cake up here. Maybe we can move him back a bit. Looks like a right party now. Awesome. Cool. Okay, we're going to stick these guys down. I'm going to just use some wet glue actually because I'm feeling particularly lazy tonight. I'm going to go right along this bottom edge here. He's going to be balancing a little like this. I might raise some of these guys up. Have a little bit of dimension going on. It's gonna go like there. And this is gonna go flat. Don't burn your fingers on the cake though, little man. Grab some foam squares for the rest of this. Put a tiny little one on here. Overlap it slightly. And I'm going to stick this one down as well. With the same depth. Because he's playing his banjo, singing a little happy birthday song. And this one's going to be raised up a bit more. Candy says, so just walked away for a bit. What's the diamond gem? It's just a little plate. It's from like Target or something. I just had all my little die cut dudes in it. Nothing exciting. Don't worry, dear. Not a crafty thing. Michelle says, received my first ever Heffy order this week. Can't wait to play. Yay! What did you buy? What did you buy? Where's my other guy with my little hat on? He has to go right here. And in fact, I'm not going to stick him on just yet because if I'm going to put a sentiment down there, I feel like he's going to be overlapping it slightly. Otherwise, he's going to be kicking someone in the head or at least covering someone's head. It's screaming for a balloon, says Yells Yells. I'll see if I can find a balloon. Just for you. I have not used this guy though. Oh well. Let's put these somewhere safe. Oh, I've got embossing powder all over the place. I want to let me see, where's my, I pulled out this one because there's a stamp set that says Let's Party. So I think that might work really well. I could even have this all the way across. I need someone to remind me to touch my camera every now and again because I always forget and then it times out. Okay, I'm going to emboss this on white on here, which means you're not going to be able to see it, but then what I'm going to do is color this in with maybe a dark gray. I'm thinking a dark gray. That's the plan. Let's party. So this is just a little bit that was left over when I cut down my cardstock earlier. I call the dish on my desk die cut jam. Yeah, that's a good term for it. It's my die cut gel. Although to be fair, it's not really a gel. It's more as more of a suggestion. I used to have a gel, which was this little guy, which I really like. It's a proper little tub. So you can put it was gel, like I couldn't get out of there. But then little tiny bits was a nightmare to get out of it. So it got repurposed for something else. Okay, I'm gonna mute this. No, I'm gonna mute you, and I'm going to melt this. Awesome. It's party. So I'm gonna see if I've got a gray. Yes, I've got a gray in Catherine Pooler. And I like those. Oh, I like these inks. It's a gray. It's supposed to be a gray, but it looks more black when I do this. But so be it. Juicy Lucy. All right. Here's where I really wish that I had those a tissue in here. Let's see if I can rescue something from the bin. Okay. Grab that away. There we go. So we've got Let's Party. And that's going to go right here. We're going to raise it up, but I'm going to trim it down first of all so that it is even on either side. So we're going to go for, let me turn it over actually. You can go for here and about here, which cuts off most of that white area. And I'm just going to give it a tiny little fishtail on either side. Awesome. So there's a tiny bit of white here and a tiny bit of white up there. I'm gonna just take care of that. In fact, just tap my card, the white core of my card along the ink pad, which will help just get rid of the white core. You're making it a bit more professional looking. This is a super juicy ink pad. Lovely jubbly. Hopefully I don't get it on my fingers and rub it around my nice new card. That's what wipes are for. Snowy's Blood just says, oh, the nurse has just given me some medication which can cause vivid dreams. Maybe it'll be about card making. Indeed. Well, if you have any wonderful, marvelous product ideas, send them my way. All right. So these are some foam strips that I have a couple of these in the store. I think I've only got a few left though. And I love them for sentiment strips and also for like shaker cards and things. They're really good. We've got Let's Party, and he's going to go here. In fact, there's a little bit of a gap there. I'm going to try to close the gap a tiny bit. This is just a piece of Copic colouring. Where's my tweezers? Tiny bit of Copic colouring that I scribbled on the thing, and then it cut it out because it scanned it. So I'm actually going to just use that to give the illusion of like another present behind. Or a shadow for this little guy. Just to fill the gap there before we stick down this dude. Nice. Pretty. Oh, I better not stick on too much more if I'm going to look for a balloon. Let's see if I can find you a balloon. Let me see. I'm just going to have a little mooch through my stamp set, see what I can find. I have a honeybee balloon. Here we go. Maybe this balloon will work. Will this balloon work for you? Which is a lawn fawn one. Let's put this away before I decide to lose it. We've all been there before. Mr. Balloon. And we'll just stamp this out and colour him in quickly. Now we have to decide what colour we're going to go for. So I'm thinking a green, maybe the duck egg with some pistachio would work. I'm gonna go ahead and use the big bullet tip for this. Or chisel tip, technically, not bullet. Get lots of coverage. And for this one, I'm not going right up to the edge because I want it to look like it's got that rounded effect on it. And this one, I've got a die for, so I don't need to bother with scanning and cutting it. Inspiration to get out all the little critters. Yay! Absolutely. Just gonna move my blackjack out of the way because it's so juicy. I think it might have a mind of its own before too long, to be honest. All right. Do you want this guy to be holding it? I think really it should go up here. Should go like that? Behind this guy's hand? What do you think? Yells, yells. No pressure if you can't find one. I get one, I get one. I think it takes a minute for the comments to come through, doesn't it? Here we go. Beautiful. Now, one more thing I want to do is actually to round the corners, because nothing says party like rounded corners. Awesome. Get my corner chomper on the go. So now I'm going to actually just add those little tiny bits, because if I don't add them now, they'll never get used and they'll get lost. So it'll be such a waste. So I'm just going to go ahead and add them in. It's kind of like confetti, I guess. And these ones are kind of cut off weirdly, so I'm going to leave those be. But totally got an extra dude. So we'll see where he ends up being. Awesome. All right. So those are my pastels. I'm really happy with the way they worked and the way they turned out. Let's see what else we do. I'm going to have a drink because it's a little bit warm in here. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Doesn't seem to be affecting Ranger, mind you, but anyway. Card number 1, boom. Okay, we're gonna get on to card number 2. And I am, actually, before I do that, a little bit of tidying up at the craft table here. So that I can actually find things again. Always a good sign. Okay, got some space on the go now. So I'm going to do some more ink blending. And I'm going to use that other piece of card that I had, this one here. And this time I'm going to go for oxides. And I'm going to go for a little spice marmalade. Maybe some, what do you call it, squeezed lemonade? Squeezed lemonade, where have you gone to? Squeezed lemonade, must have been hiding in there from a being away somewhere. Sponge sugar? No, not sponge sugar. Maybe like worn lipstick would work. Is that a worn lipstick somewhere? Let's try that. So we want worn lipstick, squeezed lemonade, and spice marmalade. Put our eye on the balloon because of the friend. F end. Yeah, that's a good idea. Worn lipstick, and there we go. Grab a couple more blending tools for this. And we're just gonna, I'm actually just gonna blend lots of stuff together. I'm not gonna really worry too much about what is blending where because I'm going to cut out some hearts, I think, with this. We'll see how it turns out. Loving the pastels on a card. Another purchase to be made. I know it's kind of hard sometimes, isn't it? Trying to not buy all the things. It's a little bit of, what's this one? Spiced marmalade. I'm so excited for autumn, you guys. Any of you a fellow autumn obsessive? That's pretty much what I am. In case you're wondering what I'm doing here, I have some Heffy memo tape here, and it's just making sure that I don't put my fingers in the ink because you can very easily end up with big fingerprints all over it. Vanessa says, is there many from the UK joining in tonight? I know Lucy's in the UK. I'm not sure. I can't see unless people actually comment and I recognize where they're from. It doesn't tell me when I'm crafting, unfortunately. Amanda's off to pick up Kelly. Will you be posting the finished cards in the Heffy Doodlers Facebook group? Probably not the Heffy Doodlers Facebook group because I haven't really used any Heffy Doodler stuff. But I will put them on my Instagram, my Hungry Heffy Instagram. This color palette always reminds me of fruit pastels, which is a candy that we have over here in the UK. Not fruit pastels, that's a lie. What are they called? Fruit salads. Fruit salads. There we go. Got there in the end. Fruit salads. Any UK crafters would like to agree or disagree there? I think they're a bit of an older candy. They probably don't even make them anymore. I don't know. Weren't exactly the most healthiest of candy. All right, just gonna try to get this a little bit more pink at the top here. Beautiful. And maybe just on the edge here as well. Okay, loving it. Loving it, loving it, loving it. Jen says, no, I'm crying over the end of summer. No, I mean, I enjoy summer, but then there's definitely a point where I'm like, come on, come on. That's enough now. That's enough of that nonsense. Okay, I'm going to use some of these dies, which are Heffy Doodle dies. And this set is called Whole Lot of Hearts. And there's loads and loads of hearts, in case you haven't figured that one out. And I am going to just die cut the life out of this piece of card. Try and kind of fit them in a little bit. And all I want is to have a whole lot of hearts left over, so I am not caring all that much about whether they fit nicely into one another or anything to that effect. I'm just trying to get some hearts cut out of this. And there's 4 different types of hearts, or with these sort of shapes, as it were. I might just do those 3, and then we'll see what we've got left over. So they're all together in the set of 3. No, hold on. They're grouped together according to the shape that they are. Which means you don't have to handle them individually, which is a big bonus. Fall, 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 fall all the way. Yay. Vanessa says fruit salads. Ooh, a blast from the past. Definitely gonna need my die cut gel for these, I think. Especially some of these little tiddlers. Ooh, actually, it's kind of turned out a little bit autumnal, I think. Done that one. I'm not done the big fatso one yet, so I'll do that one next. Might just have to make him hang him off the edge. Oops. It'll do. Beautiful. This little tiny weeny one. Okay, I've got half one there, which we may or may not use. Let's see if I can squeeze another. I think I'll get one of these guys out of there. And get that guy up there. This one right here. I would get two of that if I'm not overhanging the edge. So let me put this one back in here. See if we can make that one work. No biggie if it moves, we can make it work. Snowy Splodges said I preferred blackjacks. Yes, blackjacks and fruit salads. I think they were made by the same company because they were always seemed to be sold together. So if you bought one, you kind of always bought some of the other. And so blackjacks, I mean, they're pretty nasty. As an adult, you're like, ew, because they made your teeth and your whole mouth black, and I mean black. But I guess there's something kind of thrilling about that kind of nonsense whenever you're a child. Yeah, might use him. I could use half of him maybe, but probably not. Most of these now are just the leftover little bits and bobs from there. Okay, let's stick these back where they belong, onto the little magnetic sheet. And over here. Perfect. All right. Now, a card for us. Let's see. Ooh, I wonder what that would be like with... They're kind of cute, this color. I don't know whether I just prefer... What do you think, guys? Should we go for just white? Or we, like, go crazy and go onto, like, a teal background? What do you think? Really want to give the impression of just really random hearts. All over. Might move some of these around so that the primitive heart's not next to the other primitive heart, if you know what I mean. Teal for me, says Vanessa. I think it might be teal for me as well, you know, dear. I'll go upside down on that one because, you know, why not? Yeah, I think we're going to go for this, but do you know what we might do is trim it down. Let's trim it down and then we can put it as a panel on here. And I will grab my scoreboard. And we'll have a top folding note card for this little guy. 5.5. Hey, Emer. I'm loving your little dish that you have all the die cuts sitting in. Where did you get it? Says Emer. That was bought at this was bought in Target in America, but let me show you some of the other ones because I love little dishes like this, and I've got quite a few. Some might say it's a little bit obsessive. I have this little guy, which was also Target, I think, in America. It's like a $1 purchase. And then this one, which has some collateral die cuts in it, says "You were awesome." And that was bought in like a little gift shop in London called Sass and Bell, which you could probably buy them in different places. And then this one was bought in Tiger, Copenhagen Tiger, which is a little knick-knacky kind of shop that we have. And then this one was also bought in Tiger, and it's just a little tiny bowl. And I like putting them in my photos as well. I'm always on the lookout for cute little things like this. Cute little things to waste my money on, as Craig would say. It's not like I need it, but I want it. All right, we're gonna cut this down. I'm gonna go for, instead of 5.5 by 4.25, we will go for 5.25 by 4. Beautiful. Which gives us a nice little border all around. Now I have to lay all of these back down again. This one is cut off the side, so I need to make sure that I overhang that one slightly in some shape or form. Oh, I'm not enjoying the feeling of the distress oxide. All right, so I've got most of the biggish ones on here. So I want to move them around a little bit more and kind of make it work by squeezing in some of the tinies. Like these ones are like ditty, but they really help the whole thing come together. I think you can go down there. And that might just go somewhere like this. All right, I'm happy with this. Oh, you can't even really see. Let me move this up tiny bit. There we go. We'll go for that. Who are you talking to, says Vicky Boy. I'm the only one in the chat, and this stream is not marked as a rerun. I am multi-streaming tonight across YouTube, Facebook, Mixer, and Twitch. And most of the party is happening over on YouTube. But, you know, there's nothing wrong with talking to yourself. That's what I tell myself all the time. Let's stick these down. I always forget how far I've done, how far I've gone on. I do like overhanging them off the edge a little bit because it tends to ground things a little bit more, gives it a more finished look. Yelzel says teal, or Vanessa says teal for me. Yelzel says teal with a white border or white background around the hearts. Did I do that one? No. That one's my favorite, the little teeny weeny fat one. Twizzlers, please. And this is a Brutus Monroe glue even, and it dries clear, so if it squirts out a little bit, ain't no problem. I feel like there's a gap there. You might want to fill that gap, but it might not, because if we're going to put like something on the card, it might actually, that's a good point. We're probably going to put something on the card, so let's put these places where they're going to be they're not going to be hidden. So you guys have to help me come up with something to put on in the middle. Will this be a birthday card? Will it be a get well soon card for Zoe, who's over there having lucid dreams in hospital right now? Will we use this little guy? Or should we pick someone new to go on here? What's your ideas? Piper came home today with big plans for the weekend. So Piper is my 8-year-old daughter. And previously she was commenting about the fact that there's 28 people in the class and there's 28 pencils. So the teacher is constantly asking, where's the pencil? Has everybody got a pencil? If you lose a pencil, it's a big deal. And I sort of commented, you'd think that pencils are cheap enough that they'd be able to, not worry about that. and I said, we've got Heffy Doodle pencils here. If they really need pencils, I'm sure we can give them pencils. Which, of course, Piper decided that that was something that she was going to share with the teacher, which is fine. So she said to the teacher, my mommy has lots of pencils. Would you like some? And I think the teacher probably just went, okay, Piper, sure, thank you. So she went up to the teacher today and was like, are we still doing the pencils thing? Are we still doing that? She's like, yeah, sure. When do you want the pencils? And the teacher was like, just whenever you want, as soon as you want. She's like, okay, I'll bring them Monday. So she comes home with this big plan. Right, I'm gonna do pencils, but Mom, we need to do this, and we need to, I wanna put some cookies in there. So we gotta do some baking for some cookies. And I think we might make some cake as well and put some cake in there. I want to do like a care package thing, and dear. So I don't know what this weekend has got in store for me. Batteries don't last too long. Yes, I don't know what we're going to be doing this weekend, but it sounds like we're going to be making a care package for Piper's teacher. But I'm quite happy because a few weeks ago she was saying that she didn't think that the teacher liked her, which was all nonsense and all in her head, obviously. But now it's completely the opposite of, my teacher is so cool, which is lovely to see. All right, what do you think, you guys? Goodness, look at the depth on that. Doesn't it look magnificent? If I did say so myself. All right, let's get a little bit of clearing up. So Vicky Boy says, I would pick the guy. I think you mean this guy. Yeah, you pick him, guy. I'm going to have a go at that background. But I can see white behind the hearts. Oh, you want white behind the hearts? Yeah. I just get swept up by teal. Teal's my favorite color. Did I show you this? I found a teal dung bed, and notice the fact that my dog is in my craft room and sleeping, but not sleeping in the teal craft bed. I mean, dog bed. Whoops, did I say craft bed? Freudian slip. So, yeah. Got so excited about it, measured it, got like a size that I think would work for him really well. Barely uses it. Naughty, 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 naughty. How lovely. You have taught her to be so generous. Wow. Thank you. She can be generous, but sometimes she doesn't know when to stop. Okay, so I had an idea that I might use a Polaroid type of thing on this. So these are from Cheery Lynn. Not sure if you've heard of them. American brand. I remember whenever she was at nursery school. Let's see if I can find a little piece of scrap card that'll fit this noodle. She was at nursery, and I'd said to her, Piper, you know, let's start having to think about what we'll get the people at the nursery for Christmas. And whereas whenever you have a teacher, you have one teacher, and sometimes there is teaching assistants, like Piper's class has got one teacher and 2 teaching assistants, that's fine. But for nursery, there is probably about 8 or 9 different people that could be working on any given day. So one year we did, I think it was nail polish, and we did a nail polish, and we made tags, we made them together. She was only, 3 or something, and we made the tags, and we that's not gonna work. I got any gray somewhere? Yes. Yeah, so we made the tags, and then at one time it was like lip balm or something, because you're doing it for all these people. Anyway, so she says to me, bear in mind she's tiny, really tiny. She says, I have an idea. We could get them wine. And I was like, Piper, that's a really good idea. However, I don't think that's going to work, because some of the people that work there, I don't think they're 18, and they're not able, like they're not allowed to drink. And also, I said, some people might like red wine, some people might want like white wine or pink wine, the rosé, and some people don't like wine at all, and they might like things like whiskey or something. So I think we'll think of something else. And the next day, she came home, and Mummy, good news. I said, what is it, honey? She said, it's brilliant news. I found out everybody likes wine apart from so-and-so who likes whiskey, and so-and-so likes okay. So I guess these people are expecting to get a nice Christmas package from us. Oh dear. All right, so we have got a panel here that's going to go like this. And then I've die cut my Polaroid from white, and I've also die cut it from a gray because I want to have some, like a little shadow kind of effect here going on. So I'm going to offset this a little bit. Like so. It doesn't need to be big because a little shadow will make quite a big impact, I think. A bada boom. I'll put a tiny bit down in there. Whatever you use says, yeah, I think it needs popping up with foam tape. So this would pop up with foam tape, or this one. I think this one's going to be flat, and then the other one will be, I'm going to stick that right on now. Make a commitment, guys, make a commitment. So this teal cardstock, in case you're in love with it like I am, is the Heffy Doodle Simply Tealicious. And I do think it is simply tealicious. Try and center this without messing it up. All right, this is going to go right here. Oh, I'm loving it already. And then we're going to have something in our frame. We're going to have a photo in there of some description. Or maybe not a photo, maybe just a little scene. We could use him, or we could use someone else. What do you think? So Vicky Boy says, I'd pick the guy. So you like him. We might need to darken up and give him more of a teal hat. Well, let's just do that, actually. Let's just go ahead and grab my pistachio. Everybody loves pistachios. Speaking of pistachios, we had... Yes, it was pistachios. We had pistachios this week for one of our on one of our meals. It was like a lamb thing, tangine thing, and Craig says, out of the blue, do you know how cashew nuts grow? I'm like, no. So we looked up where cashew nuts, the way they grow. Are you guys familiar with how cashew nuts grow? Because it's nuts. It's absolutely nuts the way that they grow. It's amazing. I give you permission to go and leave the stream for a few minutes, open up a web browser, and look at cashew nuts, because they kind of grow on the end of like an apple, for want of a better word. I think it's called a cashew apple. Like that's the proper name that they use for it. Okay, I'm going to use the Cloudy Sky stencil, but I think my worn lipstick's going to be a little bit too much. So I'm going to go for some spun sugar, which has run away from me. Of course it has. And there it is. And I can darken it up if I want to. Whenever you don't hold it down. So I'm moving it down, and I'm pretty much putting the ink on the stencil, and just the overlap is creating that sky for me. Like so. And then I want to create yeah, I think I'm going to go for try to get this sort of tealy color at the bottom, It might ruin it, but sure, we'll try. We'll try not to ruin it. I mean, we'll give it a go. And for that tealy color, I think I'm gonna skip right over to Aquatini. Just wanna add a little bit to the bottom here. And shall I use my blending brush or shall I use a foam pad is the question. Actually, I'm not going to use this. I'm going to use my Vivid. And I'm going to use a foam pad with it. Just want a little bit at the bottom. To kind of ground him a bit. Nice. And then it kind of gives a photograph feel. I like it. Candy says, that is nuts. I just looked up. It is nuts. Literally nuts. Cashew nuts. But it's the funniest looking thing. It's hilarious. Emer says, over the last few months, my daughter has been coming home from secondary school crying because of one teacher heading in Monday to have words. Leah stood up to her and got attention. Oh dear. Yeah, it's so sad because a good teacher can make a phenomenal impact, but then sadly, the other way around can also happen. A bad teacher can make a horrendous impact. Just want to try and flick a couple of splots on this, but oh no, that's yellow. I don't want yellow splots. I have to try a different brush. The thing is, I want a stiff brush. Oh, apparently I don't clean any of my paintbrushes. I'm sure you guys know that, mind you. Because I probably use them on my live stream and go, I'll put this back here and then clean it later. And then never do. I might just go ahead and use this anyway. Just give it a little flickeroony. And of course I don't have any. I'll have to take my used paper towel out anyway. That's not really working. That's fine. We'll skip on over. All right. So this is going to go right in here like so. Loving it. Loving it like that. We're going to make sure that we stick it down nicely though. In fact, what I'm going to do is just cut another piece of card that's going to more or less cover that at the back and mount it on. I could just use copy paper, but since I moved my printer out beside the washing machine, it's not as close by. So, oh, never mind. Well, I hope Leah gets it sorted. Sometimes it's hard though with sometimes it's hard with teachers because they probably might take it personally. I don't know. I'm not a teacher, so I don't really know what I'm talking about, but yeah. Loving it. I feel like he's putting his hand up to go, excuse me, miss, can I go to the toilet? Melissa Sturgis is here. What are you making? I'm making a card tonight. New card. I've already made one, which is over here. Let's party. I'm making this little dude. And I'm just trying to see what else. We could have a balloon coming up. So he's floating off into the sky with a balloon. We could do that, couldn't we? We could use this sentiment, I miss you. I couldn't resist telling you. Just wanted to say, or you're the best. I like I miss you. Just have I miss you here. Couldn't resist telling you. Don't think we'll fit both in there. But I like the fact that the couldn't resist telling you all fits in there like it's meant to be there. So we're going to do that. Plus I've not used this one before. So this one, I'm not sticking this down yet because if I decide to stamp on it, I want a nice even background. And this is going to go right here. I'm loving the Memento inks. How do they compare with the oxide inks? To be honest, the only Memento I use is the black. I don't even know if I have any other Mementos. I use it every day. I love it. But I don't think I've used any other colors. Do I have any other colors of Memento? I really don't think I do. Oxides are completely different. They're a completely different ball game because they blend. You can stamp with them, but I find they're very juicy. Don't let me forget to put a sentiment in the middle. Oh dear. Emer says, I rang the school and told them that she's not doing the detention. Half a mind to write a detention note for the teacher for demeaning and insulting a student on an ongoing basis. Very angry, says Emer. I hope you get it all sorted out. It's not a fun thing to do. I know that my friends that moved away to Wales, her daughter was like 15, 16, and they had similar problems where the teacher was essentially just giving detentions left, right, and centre. Just your skirt is too short or something, and then my friend Elizabeth phoned them and said, my daughter's skirt is not too short in my opinion. I'm not buying a new one, because she's had a growth spurt, and the length of her skirt does not affect her grades. So I don't see why that should determine a detention, which is true. Right, balloon, you think? Balloony loony. Let me see if I can find any other balloons in here. Hot air balloon, but that's not quite the thing we're looking for. I know I have a balloon in a small set somewhere. I've got a tiny balloon here. Is it too small, I wonder? We could have little zigzags in a balloon. Or he could be having, he could do this, have the flag, couldn't he? I kind of like the idea of him being floating up with a balloon. Let's see, I'll keep looking. Got these ones. A love heart balloon or a star balloon. a balloon in that tiny hand. Or we just go for the same one that we used on the other card that we made earlier. Don't you have a Mama for Elephant one that has a balloon? Yeah, oh no, no I don't. I don't think so. Certainly it's not in my alphabetical order anyway. I had some balloons stamped, but it wasn't a set that I owned. Right, we've got Party Palooza though. There's a balloon in Party Palooza, and we can just draw a line down, can't we? All right. Where did my cardstock go to is the question. Hamina. Oh well, I'll have to dip into over here. Perfect balloon, there we go. Thanks, you guys. And put it back. Oh, let me die cut it first of all, actually, silly girl. Silly girl. And we'll color it in. Should we go for yellow? Maybe? Don't stamp all the string. I'm probably just going to draw the string in, to be honest. All right. What should we go for? Should we try that light yellow? This one, when it's wet, it looks a little muddy almost. But you can see on my little chickies that it dries nice and nice and even. Nice. The only thing I don't like about these pens, which is not even really a problem, but I'm being really fussy, is that they're not a hexagonal. These ends here are actually longer than these ones. So when I go to put the lid on, very often it's not the right way. But obviously I just need to twist it. Not even a full turn and it'll go, but I'm being panicky. Absolutely panickety. This balloon is going to have some spots. Because why not? And I think it's actually gonna, I can't tell whether I should put it like this or, you know, like, so it's coming out like that, or put it over the top like he's coming out of the frame. What I might actually do is add a real string on here. A little bit of twine. A little bit of texture. A little bit of texture on there. Snowy says, "You're balloon mad," yells, yeah. The balloon does have chicken pox, but that's fine because he just means he doesn't have to go to school today. Oh dear. Guess what I found my earring, wait, guess what? I found my earring I was missing all week, says Candy. Attached to the bottom of my score buddy. Oh dear. It happens. That's the thing. Like, it's so sad sometimes. I was contemplating maybe using some washi tape to stick this down. But I wanted black washi tape and I don't think I have any. I wanted black with white dots, but I don't think I have any. Do this, but I think it's just going to be a bit much. I think we'll be okay without it. We've just gone total belly up now. Okay, so we're going to raise this up so that Yells doesn't shout at me. She wanted it raised up. Awesome. Is it nearly your birthday or something? Asks Emer, because balloons is on the forefront of your mind. Oh dear. I'm going to keep that straight and angle this a little bit at a little jaunty angle. And so that's going to go in there. He's going to be coming out of the frame because it's super cute when that happens. Oh, I remember what I was doing. I was looking for tape to go on the back of that. Silly me. Some sort of tape somewhere along the line. Anna McClintock says, I have to go now. Nice talking to you all. Lovely having you here, Anna. Hopefully you'll come back again in another time. Yana says, I haven't learned a technique of not colouring balloons to the edge. Oh no? There you go. This is going to go like this. What do you guys think? Should we put it all the way up to the edge? I mean, I'll put it on the front, or should we cut it off? I'm going to get some teeny weeny stamps, little hearts, little stars. And add a few to the background here. Little ickles, and it's going to go on this background. I'm actually going to get a smaller tool acrylic block because otherwise I'll end up smudging it everywhere. There we go, just adding some teeny hearts. Can you even see them? And like 2 stars. A bit more tone on tone. 3 stars. 4 stars because I need something over here. There we go, 4 stars. Hey, do you want to hear a story about the Titanic? So those of you who missed the start of my show tonight, yesterday I went on a school field trip with Piper and their class. They're learning all about the Titanic. You might already know this, but on the Titanic, there was this man who he went down with the ship, but he survived. And he got picked up by the Californian, which was the ship that rescued the people that got rescued. And he made it all the way to America. And because the shipwreck happened in the middle of the ocean, it took ages and ages for word to get back to England that the fact that the ship had sunk. And this woman who lived in Southampton, which is where we were, her husband was on the ship. So this guy, he survived. So they got the word back from the family in America to say, by the way, the ship sank, but your husband's safe. And so she was like, oh my gosh. And he came back to her, and when he came back, he realized that he had 3 hazelnuts in his pocket, and he said, these hazelnuts were in my pocket when the ship went down, and they were in my pocket when I climbed into the Californian, and they were in my pocket when I got back, when I got to America, when I got on the ship to come back, and all the way here. So on the threshold of the door, I said, here you go, here's these. If I'd known they were in my pocket, I would have eaten them, because obviously you're starving. And so he gave them to her and said, these are like a good luck charm now, and give them to her. And she made it into a bracelet, and they had the bracelet there. So it was like, these hazelnuts were on the Titanic. What? That's so cool. Anyway, that was one story. But the other thing, which you may or may not know, is that there was a ship. The Californian was what rescued them, but there was a ship that was actually much closer. And the Californian was like 6 hours away, but there was a ship that was just 10 miles away. Oh, sorry, Ranger, did that slip down and scare you? And that ship actually sent a Morse code message to the Titanic that said, ice ahead, advise you to slow down, or something like that. And the 2 guys that were on the Titanic ignored the message. And then the ship again sent to the Titanic another message that said, ice ahead, we've slowed down, I'd advise you to do the same. And the Titanic ignored it. And then the Titanic received a third message that said, I want to erase him up, surrounded by ice, we've stopped, or something to that effect. And the Titanic ignored it. And then a fourth message came that said, surrounded by ice, we've stopped, advised you do the same, please respond, please reply. And the Titanic, the two guys that were working the little Morse code thing in the Titanic, busy sending messages back home. All the first class passengers were trying to send messages back home and things. So they were so busy that they responded, shut up. And the guy in the other ship, which was like 10 miles away, turned off his radio and went to sleep. And obviously, just gone midnight, the Titanic hit and was trying to send an SOS, but he told this other guy to shut up, so he had turned off his radio. So don't be rude, guys. You never know when you're gonna need somebody's help. Oh, I'm loving it. Don't you love it? Okay, it feels more vibrant in real life than it does down there, I think. So I need to put something in the middle. Let me see what I can put in there. I couldn't resist telling you, I miss you, I love you. What are we gonna do? So we splodges off to get some tape. Good night, my dear. So we could just do, I miss you. I think let's do that. Just be very simply, I miss you. And it's right here. Oh, my stomach is crumbling. Couldn't resist telling you, I miss you. I'm gonna try the Vivid. If it doesn't work, I'll just stamp over the top. Ah, beautiful. So pretty. Jen says that background is amazing. Oh no. Got a little bit of a runaway balloon and glue there. Nice. Yay! All right, put him there for a second. A little bit of tidying up. Let's find myself a page that's not too covered. We'll take the excess off this. It's the thing about the oxides, it's very juicy. Juicy Lucy. Try to take some of the excess off before I pull off, otherwise it gets all over my fingers. I mean, it still gets all over my fingers, but what I end up doing is getting it all over my fingers, and then I touch a white card and I go, oh no. Oh. The chicken pox left it weak. It did, yeah. So sad. So sad when balloons get chicken pox. Yelzel says, I love it. Yay. My wee boy's sleeping sound over there. All right. How are we doing? We have got 2 cards. It's like a mama elephant frenzy over here at the moment. What else are we gonna do? Any suggestions, you guys? Any requests? What shall we do? Have a think? Have a chit chat? Let me know while I play tidy up the mess. And grab a drink of water. My battery's going to be running out fairly soon, so I can't dilly-dally too much, you know. But let's grab another. Emer says, how's your back, Lesley? Oh, thanks for asking, Emer. It has good days and bad days. It's not too bad today because I've not been sitting massively. And I'm able to go much longer crafting, so that's good. If you stream next Friday, I will resist to mention balloons. I'm gonna hold you to that. Yeah, so it's not too bad, but it has its moments. My back. One time it'll be like really fine, and then the next day it'll be super painful. I'm getting there. Okay, I'm gonna go for a square card. I think we'll have a circle in the middle. Let's see what we can do about this. So I'm going to stick these 2 together and eyeball them as best as one can. There we go. Lovely jibberly. I'm going to die cut my circle out of this. Oh, I didn't cut properly. Let me try that again. Overhung my my plate a little bit. Lovely jibberly. Right. So I'm not going to take apart my dies, but I am going to pull off my, don't rip please, thank you. Pull off the die cut frame. This is going to go here, I think. Emer said, just thought I'd mention it because you've been on your feet a while. That won't help you. That's true. I'll probably pay for this tomorrow, but I'm having fun, so it's okay. Okay, so we're going to have a card like this. And I feel like I want to go back to those really light colors again. Maybe the pastel-y tones. A little bit of spun sugar to get us going, I think. Hopefully there's no purple in that. eyeball where my doodad's gonna go. My frame. My thingamajig, my whatchamacallit. Try to match that color. Beautiful. And we're gonna go for a little, I actually don't think I'm gonna go for squeeze lemon. I'm gonna go for the lavendery one, whatever it's called. Lilac. There we go. Shaded lilac. But if it screams balloon, then I won't be able to resist, says Yelza. You're obsessed, girl. I obviously need to do a stamp set that's called Yells Balloons. Shouldn't joke about things like that, and you'll hold me to it. I feel like I need to do a balloon on this now so that we have like the trifecta of balloons happening. Yes, balloons! All right, we need a last color. Do we want a blue or do we want an orange? Maybe a little tumble glass. Everybody loves tumble glass. Or maybe we could go for like a scattered straw or something. Nah, we'll go for tumble glass. My mind has been made up. Orange, says Emer at the last minute. Do you think? You think orange? I feel like the orange is not going to be vibrant enough. Let me see what we got. What we got over here? Oh, actually, scattered straw is a nice color. It's like, it's not even an orange, but it's not a yellow. Let's do it, you guys. Let's be bold. That's not the right color. Is it this one? It'll do. Where is my Heffy memo tape? I'll just use this scratch piece of paper for now. There we go. Oops. Oh no, go on, tumble glass, but it's too late now. You've made your bed, you have to lie in it. Isn't that what they say? Loving it. Yeah, that's lovely actually. As long as the bed's comfy and warm, I'm happy. Yeah, you can lie in a nice, comfy, warm bed. We don't mind. All right. So I want to, I'm going to make this into a shaker card, I think. So I was going to cut this out of foam, but actually the foam tape that I've got is pretty good. So I'm probably not going to cut that out of foam, but I do need some acetate. So let me see if I can find myself some acetate. That will work. What are you? Extra thick acetate. I probably don't need extra thick. Just a normal thickness will work just fine. Here we go. This will work too. Perfect, made for it. Keep it pastel. Yeah, we'll keep it pastel. Oops, missed a bit. So I'm going to use some double-sided sticky tape on the back of this. You okay, buddy? Are you dreaming? Ranger's having a little dream over there. Why don't you lie in your nice teal bed? Apparently not. Is it yelling balloons to you? Yeah, exactly. Add an orange balloon. You guys. All right, we're nearly all the way around here. Beautiful. Awesome sauce. So it's gonna go like this. And now I've got like little marks, so I can kind of line it up nicely. Blend them out a bit just in case I don't line it up as perfect as one would like. Oh, wrong way around. There we go. So what are we going to put on this little guy? I think we should make it into a shaker card. So let me see if I've got any like pastel shaky bits. What have I got over here? Got some white like iridescent, so that's definitely actually, ooh, there's a load in this. Gonna have some of that, some of that, some of that. Maybe some of these tiny buttons. And some of these are a little too bright, but I might be able to make something work. We've got some Nouveau Crystal Cloud Circles. This is called Garden Cottage by Lucy Little Thing, so that might work. And then I've got these like tiny buttons. I think the purple's too dark, but maybe the little pink might be cute. And Trinity Stamps Soapy Bubbles. We might go for some of them as well. Night, have a lovely dinner, Candy. Ah, but it is funny though. It is. Right, what are we going to put on him? What are we going to put on here? We could have a... What are we going to have? We could have a birdie. I actually feel like I want to put like clouds on it. Let me see. If it's stamped loads of clouds. Maybe we could put the fairy. The fairy would be cute, right? Clouds, clouds, clouds. Where's my biggest clouds? Probably unbearable without you. Is it my biggest cloud? You alright, buddy? We've got some, well, actually it's a thinking bubble, but it could be used as a cloud. And then we've got clouds in Super Dudes. They're flat bottom clouds. Bear with me a second. I gotta go let the dog wee wee. Hey, honey, you need a pee pee? Where to do wee wee? Come on in. Come on, where to wee wee? Come on. He'll probably come back in like a minute. Either that, he'll be wanting in to see Craig. All right, so we've got some of these guys. We've got some flat bottom clouds on Super Dudes. And where's the other clouds? There's another cloud somewhere. On something. But I can't remember which one it is. So let's add this one. A unicorn, a fairy. Let's stamp this and emboss it in white. To give it that more ethereal look. Where did my embossing buddy go to? All right. There he is. See how we get on with this. A fairy or a unicorn is the consensus. Care Bear comes tonight. We could do a Care Bear. We could use that little bear from the Unbearable Without You. He's commonly turned into a Care Bear, I think. Okie pokey. Gonna pop you guys on mute and I'll be right back. I should probably unmute myself before I start talking to you. Can anybody name any Care Bears for me? Do you remember what the Care Bears are like, what their names are? Okay, I'm going to try to be really clever here, and I'm sure it's going to bite me in the butt, but I'm going to try and stamp the cloud on the frame. We'll see if it works. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Sometimes you just gotta try these things. You can't remember any of their names, honestly. Oh, I should have totally put some. Ah, I just realized I'm gonna melt my acetate here, aren't I? See what I can do to avoid that. On the bits where the stamp has gotten onto the acetate, I'm just gonna give it a little brush with my soft bristled brush. And I have a little offcut of heat resistant Doodah, and I'm going to try to limit the heat on the acetate. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I just realized I forgot to mute you guys, so I'm really sorry. That was right near my microphone. Worry. Being a silly mooch today. Funshine Bear. Just looked it up. Nice. Funshine. Oh. All right. It more or less lines up. I think certainly enough to make it work. Bouncy missing here and there. Oh, that's gummy bears. A whole different type of bear. We are the gummy bears. All right. So I feel like I want some sparkle. Maybe the I can maybe do the star stencil, or we could do the twinkle twinkle stencil. That's also an option. Maybe just this, and we'll try and do I'm gonna try and do white. I thought it was my battery and nearly freaked out. So I'm going to try to add a little bit of white, but I don't have an awful lot of white ink at the moment. I don't tend to have a lot of success with white ink, but so be it. We shall try our bestest. How about you guys? Did any of you have success with a white pigment ink? This is a chalk alabaster. I'm not even sure if there's any juice in it at all. A little bit. It's really subtle, especially on the yellow. I think this is alabaster chalking, but I think I should have one called like unicorn or something. I'm not sure where it has disappeared to. Shaker card? Yeah, I'm gonna do a shaker card. So I got all my shaky bits here. Let's see if I can get that other white ink pad. Where would it be is the question. It might be in here. The other thing I was thinking of doing was like a glitter paste, but it's quite close to the end of the night, so I don't think I'm gonna have time to let that dry. Oh, here's the white one. Frost white. It's not even called unicorn at all. Obviously lying to you. Oh, that's much better. Doesn't need to be perfect, obviously. I don't really do perfect, but it is pretty. You see it? I think we could probably do a bit more up in the yellow section. That'll have to do, my dear. shaker cards. Do you build them forwards or backwards into the card? Yeah, you can do it either way. I mix it up. It really depends on my mood. It depends on my mood. Depends on my inspiration. Sometimes I don't know I'm making a shaker card until I'm like, I can make this into a shaker card. Oops. I'm just gonna let that sit for a minute. I'm gonna go here. And we're gonna have some shaky, shaky, shakies all around about. We need a, should we have a Care Bear on the go? Maybe this one. We could go here. And I need a little love heart in his belly, maybe. And I don't know, what should we do? Is he big enough? Gonna make him work? Should we put a sentiment around about? I don't think we're gonna get anything else behind him. So let's build up our shaker card. Let's get that done. So I've got my sort of 10 mil-ish kind of thing. And I'm going to eyeball what I'm going to need for this, probably to about here at least. And I find it easier to peel back the peel back both of the backings, and then I can bend it really easily. And then for here, I'm going to get as close as I can, because if there's any gaps, all my shaky bits will fall out. Now, I'm going to give this a bit of a massage onto my non-stick mat. So we get a nice bond to the card. A white area, hold on. Shaker card, do you believe? Yes. Yeah, you can see it looks lovely. A white area is a hard call in mixed media. The best advice is to preserve it before you go off on a creative mission. All right, so we're definitely gonna go for some of these little dudes. Ooh, look at that. This is gonna be like shaker heaven. And we're gonna have some soapy bubbles. Now I can see where my frame is, so that's where my foam's gonna be. So I wanna encourage all of this to not go in that area. So the soapy bubbles actually has a bit of a pink tint to it, which is super pretty. And maybe a couple of these whites, pinkies, some of the blue that's a really light blue, but I don't think I want any of the green. I'm not feeling the green at the moment. The yellows, yep. Okay. There's loads of little tiny ones. They're like the inside of stuff. That's cool, that's cool. And then I was going to add a couple of these, the little light pink buttons, because they're adorbs, I think. Aren't they the cutest? All right. Gonna pop some of these back into their drawer over here. Ooh. This actually was the mix from our fairy kit. So I'm going to add that in there because it's actually perfect for this. It's going to be a very shaky time. Shaky time. Let's add a couple of these while we're at it. Not too many, but a few. We're getting near my bedtime, so okay. Line it up, flip it over, and give it a massage. So we've got quite a lot of shakies in there. Which is perfect. We could put our little bear in here. Or we could have the bear that's sitting down. What do you guys think? Or we could have some fairies. I think we need to have some, like a big sentiment. Maybe use the stitched alphabeters to cut out a sentiment. Probably just in white. Or maybe something like a blue. What did you call him? Funshine? What if we did something like sending you lots of funshine? I think we'd need to have some sort of sunshine situation, but we can make that work. F-U-N-S-H-I ends already E. There we go. Cute. See how many, oh no, how many of these we can fit in. And I need a second N. Oops. Ooh, I'm thinking this needs to be like silver. Silver glitter paper or something maybe. Would be cute. Looking good. Says yes, yes. Distinct lack of balloon. says yes, yes. It's going to take that extra, cut out that extra N. Before I forget. Oh. Fun. Shine. Oh, it's not quite gonna work, but I think we could try and make it work. The bear with the balloon. It could just be sending you funshine. I think that's pretty much what it could be. Doesn't have to be complicated, but I do think my letters probably need to be, I want to raise them up. How are we doing for time? Not great. Lesley is getting tired. A tired girl she is. Let's see. Oops, 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 oops. I can use you. You're maybe too thick though. Let's use this one. We'll just cut a strip off the end. We'll go this end. Hopefully that's not too, yeah, that should be fine. Get loads out of this. Yeah. F-U-N-S-H-I. And again, and an E. Let me pick that up with some washi tape or something all together, and then I'll run them through with that strip of double-sided foam adhesive. Just like this. Lovely. And I need another N. All right, let's pop all of these little dudes out. A bear with a balloon. Funshine. So I might have like sending funshine. I think that might work. Should we do sending funshine? S E N, and I need a D. And an I, and another N, and a G. Yels says some good ideas. My week will begin with some stenciling, layering, and shaking. Yay. Sendig. I always love it whenever you guys tell me what you're inspired by from my crafty sessions. Oops. Here we go, and we need another N. N is the letter of today. Today's Come Craft With Me has been sponsored by balloons and the letter N. Oh no! Too busy messing around that I didn't see that slide away. Rude. S-E. The N I can probably, yeah, the D we can probably use as well. It's just to raise it up. I'll do N, D down here. And then we can try and squeeze an I from somewhere else. There we go. Oh. And the I will take from right this little gap in the middle. Nancy says dinner wasn't quite ready, so I'm back. Yay! You just put some of those letters away. Paranoid of losing letters all the time. Because I lost, once upon a time, I lost an L from a stamp set. So sad. All right, so I've die cut these ones, but I've not die cut the sending in card. So we'll layer these ones up first of all. How are we doing? 4 minutes past. I might actually stick it down to the surface, and that's not going to move. Yeah. I did contemplate colouring these in, but I think actually the white will make it look pretty. Apparently there is a board game event on in our town on Sunday. Maybe we'll get to go to that. Play some games. Piper and Craig last week were playing a card game called Legendary. I can't remember what I was doing. I can't remember. I was, I don't know. I can't remember what I was doing. Why I didn't, maybe I went to the shops or something really boring. Probably. Yalzil says, when are you next in a Birmingham event? I'd love to meet you. I'd love to meet you too. I don't know. We were looking at the event for the November show, but sadly they have it over Halloween, so I won't do a show over Halloween. Piper loves Halloween, plus the doggo, it will be his first experience of Halloween, so if there's any fireworks and things, I am not leaving him on his own, obviously. So I said to them that I actually said, because the reason we didn't go last year was because setup was on Halloween and the show started on the 1st, and I said to them, I don't have the manpower to go on Halloween. Which is a shame, but c'est la vie. I guess probably they don't think about that thing because, I don't know. I guess Halloween is kind of more Americanized, or people assume that it's Americanized. And it wouldn't affect us. Ding. Actually, maybe it's an English thing, because in Ireland we always did stuff for Halloween, but then over here in England it's kind of more, it seems to be more about the 5th of November. Remember the 5th of November. Whereas we don't do that at all in Ireland. All right, my sunshine is nearly ready to be sent. I mean my funshine, not my sunshine. Stomach's growling. Hungry Heffy strikes again. Yelzel says, I have lost my best wishes stamp, so I know how that feels. Ah, boo. Okay, that's S. And oh, that one's already on, this one. Tired Lesley making boo-boos. You know what I might do? I might actually cover these in clear holographic embossing powder. Would that be fun? Make them glittery and shiny. Just realized we got a D here and not a. Why did nobody tell me it says send dig din? I need my G. Cut out the foam. Didn't have any leftover foam that could be salvaged? Probably not. Let's just cut a little sliver off this guy. All right, we are getting there. So here's my G from ascending. Put it down here and take off the top. And put this down here. Beautiful. Just saw it and didn't get a chance to tell you. Sorry, says Emer. That's all right. We avoided a panic. All right. So I think we need to have some sort of like rays or something coming out. I feel that we have to do that. So let me grab my either raise the roof or zap attack. Maybe the zap attack would work. If I can find it. It's just going to be the last one in here, isn't it? Nope, nope. That's the raise the roof. Oh, where has my zap attack gone? I swear my craft products. There it is. There it is. No need to panic. Okay, so I'm going to move this around. I've got a little bit of real estate happening. And I'm going to just use the same color and hopefully not mess things up. Just going to pounce it. Try and get, oh, that's not the same color at all. That's squeezed lemonade. Nah, be fine. Oh yeah, liking it. All right, where is my purple one? My shaded lilac. Nice stencil, says Emer. Okay, so we don't get a lot of this one, but that's cool. We'll be fine with that. Just a little bit here. I'm really gonna pop. Actually, some of the stars are kind of popping out here underneath, which is quite nice. Yeah. Emer says, hubby making oh no, sorry. And Nancy says, hubby is making spaghetti and meatballs. Is Friday night your hubby's night to cook, or does he just always spoil you? Where's my lid? There it is. Let's get some pink spun sugar down here. I might actually give this a little bit of a spritz to bring out the distressing on it. I think that would make me happy as well. Ooh, it's lovely. It's luscious. We're getting there, and I'm nearly time for my bed. Not that I've even stamped a bear for this, or anyway. Okay, so this is gonna go like this. This one was upsetting me slightly. It's not as blended as one would like. I'll give it a little bit of encouragement down there. Oh, good, fabulous. All right, so we're gonna have a little distress-a-moning. Oh no, I don't have a. Oh, I know, I can use this. So hopefully you can kind of start to see that this is wicking away slightly. Giving a gorgeous distressed look. Do, 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 do. I'm gonna come a wee bit closer so you can see what's going on here. What do you think? Pretty, huh? So then we're gonna have Sending Funshine. I think I'm gonna eyeball this and probably regret it. I was going to glitterify it, but it's too late. Sometimes you just have to choose to complete something rather than make it perfect. I think everything needs to move slightly over. Okay, we're not going to worry about it. It's a little off balance, but we're okay with that. I'm going to turn this around again so I can visualize what the word funshine is going to be like. Not going to fit there. Unless we start somewhere else. If I put S here, I feel like we can trim the others without losing their the shape of their letter, if you know what I mean. Just come out this way. And we're gonna make it. Yeah. Watch this. There'll be hot air balloons with signs from the back declaring for all to see. Whoops. Nice, okay. Snippety snip. Tilt the S and H slightly each side of the very bottom circle. I think we got it. We got it. All right, we gotta stamp this bear. That's what we gotta do. Stamp him, color him, get him on there, see what else we need to do. Because I gotta get to my bed. So this is from the Unbearable Without You stamp set. Now you need to let me know, does Funshine Bear have a, what does he have in his belly? Is it a little sun or is it a love heart? Who's going to go and check that out for me so I can get that done? And also, is Funshine Bear brown? I feel like the bears were like interesting colors. Maybe we'll make him blue because we don't have blue on our card. That's when you know that you've gone too far and the second battery runs out. Beep. Actually, he's more of a straw color. Well, not my guy. He has a little sunshine and he's kind of yellow. Well, my Care Bear is not going to be accurate. Wasn't he the lion? Or maybe that's like Lionheart or something I'm thinking of. I feel like the little blue one, did it have a moon on it or something? Am I imagining that? A heart. Sure, the sun always has blue skies, so it's better in blue. Oh, thanks, Emer. I can always rely on you to make me cheer me up. Pink sorbet. No, that's more purple, I think. Blossom and silk. Rainbow colors. Yeah. Okay, we've got a love heart. I could do a love heart. I could do a star. Don't think I've got a very tiny sun. UVW. Could just draw one, mind you. Oh, I do have this. That might work. Looks like a sun to me. just popped out at me here. Might be too orange. Let's see. Yeah, let's do that. Second generation tiki torch. I think the sun will work better. For the fact that we've said funshine, I think we need to have a little sunshine. Draw the sunshine with the yellow pen so it looks like a draw on his belly. Yeah, I didn't read that in time, but it's okay because I am happy with what we've got. We are doing great. Oh, well, although I have put away my dies. When I need to die cut him. Silly girl. All right, perfect. Correct. Lovely colours, a bright and cheery card. I had lost my crafting mojo recently, but now I feel inspired to try making a shaker card. Thank you for lovely live spinning. Have a good weekend. Oh yay, Matty Moth, that's amazing. Way! It cheers me up to no end. I too have gone through the lull, the crafting mojo lull. It's so sad. He's gonna go there. I feel like we're a little off balance here. Like really, look, should be like this. But we're fine, we're fine. We're gonna make it work. Maybe we can put a star or a heart or something on it. I'm not gonna worry about that. Permanent bond. Love me some glue dots. Rainbow heart, that's what I was thinking of. Rainbow heart is the lion, isn't it? Rainbow heart. Awesome sauce. I definitely want to finish with some of these, which are Nouveau Dream Drops. And they're white, but they dry with a like a pink pearlescent kind of, I don't know, it's like iridescent or interference or something like that. It's so pretty and will go beautiful. If I wasn't rushing to get this done, I think what I might have done was use this, the pearl drops, through one of the stencils, maybe the star stencil. To get those like star effects. So pretty. Okay, now I need to not touch it for forever and ever and ever. Or at least until tomorrow. Right, let me move it out of the way. I'm going to leave that one there for now. And I'll put it on a card front tomorrow. Hopefully you can see it. Yay! And we've got this one, Couldn't Resist, telling you. And we have this one, Let's Party. 3 very different cards, 2 with balloons, as requested by yes. And playing with the Spectrum Noir Classic in the pastel colors. So there you go. Let me turn up my brightness a bit so you can actually see it in glory. There you go. Which is your favorite? I think I like this one the best because the depth of the shading in the hearts, I really love it. And also, I haven't really used those hearts. That's the Whole Lot of Hearts die set from Heffy Doodle. I haven't really used those an awful lot, so I was really excited to be able to use them. Thank you guys for hanging in, even though it's been a late one, midnight past. I hope I get to lie in tomorrow. Have a good weekend, and I shall see you guys next week, I guess. Have a good one. Thanks for crafting with me.